Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem, Shai Bashem, Makakodah. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to y'all. Anyway, let me do this. Go to this preset right here. I could have quoted it, but I'm going to read it. Okay. Okay, this is what I wanted. Less happily. Now that word happily means unless it happens. That's old English or King's English. Less happily ye be found even to fight against the Most High. Acts 5 verse 39. But if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it. Lest haply ye be found even to fight against the Most High. That's the title of the video. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but let me read the 38th verse. You know what? Let me. Hey, you know what I got to do? Let me do this. Really, you should read from the first verse. It's a long chapter. There's a breakdown right here. Fate of Ananias and Sapphira. There's a lot of information in this. Imprisonment and release. They were giving the apostles a hard time when they were pushed to ministry. Like I said, I don't want to read the whole thing, but anyway, they beat them, put them in jail, and beat them up. And the wicked leadership, the ones that sit in Moses' seat, scribes and Pharisees, priests, and so forth, they were the ones that were against the Messiah. You know, they said this is not the Messiah. What happened was he ultimately died, but then the reports were that he came back to life, and the disciples began to push the word out and it began to grow. And this concerned the leadership, there's ones that sit at Moses' seat. So let me start the 26th verse. Then went the captain with the officers and brought them without violence, for they feared the people lest they should have been stoned. And when they had brought them, they sat them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, did not we straightly? So these were these guys. And then you know what? This happened at One West. You had a lot of these guys that sat up on high thrones and looking down on you, you know? And that's what they did, you know, with the so-called bishop, General Nathaniel, when they kicked us out of school, they came against us just like these wicked high priests and these. They sat in the seat of Moses. These guys are wicked as hell, man. Now the whole story is when the split came. You know, I mentioned General Nathaniel because the other guys that were part of it, they're all back in the world. Maybe they still know that they're Israel, but they're not and they're not in the fray. They're not on the highways and the byways. They're not on YouTube. You know, it says in Isaiah 30 and 20, you shall see your teachers, right? Jeremiah 3 verse 15 says, and they shall feed them with food they shall they shall feed them. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not gonna go to it. And they shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. In other words, we're going to feed you the right way. We're not going to say, "Oh, Edomites can make it." Oh, your grandmother's an Edomite on your mother's side. Well, yeah, she can make it. Your mother's an Edomite. Yeah, she can make it. That's not sound doctrine. All right. It says, then went the captain with the officers and brought them without violence, for the fear, for they feared the people lest they should have been stoned. And when they had brought them, they sat them before the council. Now, going back to that story, let me click on this so I don't lose my place. We call it the Cornelius Council. Now, what happened when the split came, it was a secret split. They were going to go and set up their own thing. And they didn't tell me, they didn't tell Gabar, they didn't tell, there are a lot of people they didn't tell. It was like a scheme to break off from the school with this old dirty bastard that's in the spiritual realm, a mafia, and several others, that they were going to leave. And it got back to me. So I left with them because I was following Mo. I wasn't following them niggas. If them guys would have left, they would have left with a handful of people. See, they use King Marshall as a what do you call it, a pawn, a prop, to get the people to follow Mo so they can lead on and lead over the people. So when the split happened, I left because of King Marshall. Now our high priest Ariah pulls in the room because Monday night was my class, and I wanted to tell brothers that I'm leaving, and that's when Comfy came in, and Apostle Gabar was Apostle Gabar at that time. He was Gabar. Comfy came in and called them in the room while I was teaching, and they were in the other room scheming on me because I was teaching. Because them guys left. General Nathaniel, and see, the wicked thing about that move was they didn't tell the masses of the people that didn't know what was going on. The people that knew, had been in this for 6 months, they don't know what's going on. So my thing was to tell them that I'm leaving and why. Or maybe some of them will follow. So a lot of them stayed, right? So like I said, they didn't tell me, but I knew everything because they didn't want me to come anyway. They didn't want. He said, "Well, Tahar is one of the leaders, and he gonna try to tell us what to do. We want to be the new leadership." So when we had the new school, there was all kind of people that left. Like understand that we left because of Mo, not because of them, not because of 12 Tribe Productions, not because of any of that. We left because of Mo. Had they not left Mo, not too many people to follow them. So they all had their thing. And I even said I was over them in rank. And I said, you know what? I give up my rank. I'll be equal to yours. No big deal. It ain't about rank, man. And they had a council. I was on the council. There was one nigga that didn't want me on the council named Rahab, the adulterer, which he committed adultery with. He's out the world. He's probably dead. He committed adultery with Barak of the HODC, and everybody knew that Barak was dealing with that woman, and he went and popped that woman and had a kid with that woman, and he started, and everybody knew. And when we said, "Wait a minute, brother, what you dealing with this woman?" Oh, I didn't know she was dealing with Barak. She would. They would walk home at the end of the camp. They would walk home hand in hand. So how can you not know? And why didn't you just ask him, brother, are you dealing with this woman? Everybody knew that. You just wanted to get between them jaws, and she was wicked, you know. So, but no, they didn't kick him out to school. It didn't. See, when you commit adultery, man, you got to get kicked out. You're really supposed to be put to death. So this guy, he kind of got up in rank, and these guys were after they left, they they were changing to completely change the gospel. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. This scripture means that. This scripture means that. They were just going off, man. And you had the crew. A lot of them guys went back, and all of them went back in the world. They were blindly following these guys, man. So we would we were teaching. They didn't even know how to set up the high holy days because they came to me because they didn't know how they were clueless as to how to set up the high holy days, the Passover and so forth. Um, so Yahweh Shem Shai is going to destroy the IUIC. Is the Most High, and if there's elect in there, which I believe there are, there's sincere brothers in there, they're going to keep teaching. They might get with us, they might get on their own, whatever the case may be. GMS is the premier group, and all you niggas know that. Anyway, so we would have they had meetings every Saturday when we used to go out and speak. At that time, we was up in Connecticut. We used to get the signs ready. They would call, there's an emergency council meeting. We go down there, we talk some shit. We're changing this, we're changing that. Oh, you can't have girly magazines. I remember that. You can't have girly magazines. So one brother raised his hand and said, what about the girly magazines we already got? You know what these demons said? Oh, you can keep them, but don't get new ones. Well, wait a minute. So you should either throw out all of it or don't have none, or have as many as you want. You can't get no girly magazines, but the ones that you already have, if you got 50 girly magazines, you can keep them, but don't be buying no. What kind of fucking? I said in my mind, I was like, this is bugged out. And nobody in the council had no problem with it. I was always a guy to raise my hand and positive bar, and we was always, like I said, there was a fight broke out in that school with Ricard because they tried to bring him up on charges because he was dealing with an Edomite woman. That wasn't no Edomite woman. I remember her. She looked like an Edomite, but she was a Sicilian, man. Because I used to call her the devil. I said, yeah, what's up, devil? And then she went to the consulate and proved to me that she's Sicilian. All right. So these guys, like a mafia, that old dirty bastard in the spiritual realm, he brought him to counsel for dealing with this Edomite woman. But guess what? He really wanted to deal with the Edomite woman himself because he was trying to rap to the Edomite woman, which she wasn't an Edomite. All right. What was her name? Karen? I forget her name. But yeah, there was a whole, they were changing all kind of precepts, man. They would change this means that, and that means this. And these simple ass zombies, you're taking notes. Okay, y'all said that. Okay, we're going to change that. Hey, we had the Monday class. It was me and Kabar and Zombie Bond. That demon, I never liked that motherfucker. I never liked that comedic looking nigga, Anyway, it was cut up into 3 hours. Zombie Bond get the first hour. I think Gabar get the second hour, I get the third hour. Most of the time, Gabar had the whole class. I would come up for maybe the last hour because people were calling from England and different parts of the country. And we talked to sisters, we talked to brothers, and I'd be in the back, and Bishop Nathaniel be back there. We'd be talking and going in the scriptures. And then what happened was they sent spies on us to see how we were teaching. There's one nigga we call a California raisin. And he would call, he said, yeah, they're here, they're both here. And we realized this nigga was a spy. We ran into him years later. He came to the camp in Harlem, and we were gonna fuck him up. We're gonna physically beat this nigga down. And he ran. Then there was another nigga that came out. We were gonna fuck him up too. Back there we were younger, and we would jump on your ass and fuck your ass up. Back then we was a little crazy. We used to always have fights on 34th Street. Bust niggas, knock niggas out. We were crazy, man. Of course we were younger, But coming back to the thing, so they were looking for a loophole to get at us with the Cornelius thing. So, we showed them that the Cornelius thing, they couldn't see it. Oh, every goddamn Saturday, we ain't going to the camp for about a straight month and change. Oh, there's a council. I said, motherfucker, we never get out here to speak. I mean, these guys these are levels of wickedness, man. And see, and then Bishop Nathaniel gets mad at that, but you did a lot of fucking wickedness. You gotta answer for that wickedness that you did, that you was a part of, man. And then you had Mo, like I said, you used Mo as a prop to get the people to follow you niggas. So what happened with Mo, there was a point where Mo stayed home. They told Mo, you don't got to be here, stay home. You don't got to be here. Mo was hot. My shot, I call him Mo. I used to call him Mo in front of his face. That's how close I was. I was close to him and his family and the rest of his family. But he wasn't even a part of the school almost. He said, "No, Mo, you owe this, that, and the third." Oh, they didn't even help him financially either. I'm the one that had to speak. No, you ain't getting no money, Mo. I'm the one that had, and they was sitting on over $30,000, but they were spending it on themselves, them niggas. And I had to be the one that said, "Wait a minute, Mo got to get something." And then they listened to me and they did something. But I said, "This is a wicked." And then I said, I was on the council. And I said, "I don't want to be on this council." They said, why don't you want to be on this council? I said, "Because this council," and I said it in front of the council. I said, this is the most wickedest council I ever experienced, man. I said, it makes some brothers at One West look like righteous brothers. So you guys are wicked as hell, man. And this is a wicked council. So they all hated me. So they were looking for a way to get me out of there, man. So the Cornelius thing, they couldn't see it. Certain niggas saw it, but then when they pressure got on them, they didn't see it. All you my young, you saw it, but then you didn't see it. So the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai got a missile for you. The Yahweh Bashem Yahushai got a missile for Ramayallah. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai got a missile for what's the nigga with the Elamite with the one nut? That nigga name. He probably already dead. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is gonna kill all of y'all. He gonna destroy all of y'all. Either you're gonna make it to the chip. Some of you ain't gonna make it to the chip. Some of you gonna get the chip, and some of you gonna get destroyed. So judgment is coming on y'all. All of you guys out there that turn your back on the plow, judgment is on you like impending danger. And you're gonna take the chip. If you live long enough where they put the chip out there, you're gonna take it. You're gonna take it, man. And I'm gonna say this, man, to Captain Tazariak. If you continue to remain with them guys, if you want to elect, you come out of it. If it's not, you say you ain't gonna take the chip, you still with the ICPK, you're gonna take that chip. Because a certain individual gonna tell you to take it. You're gonna give you an order to take the chip. So you ain't sleeping right, my man. You ain't sleeping right. All right. But anyway, their thing with the council was these guys are going off and they said we got to go to the Sabbath in the morning. Now the Sabbath in the morning Sabbath was a punishment because you had to be at the Sabbath 6 in the morning. So they said you guys got to come to the Sabbath, which is a punishment. And I said I ain't got no problem with coming to the Sabbath. It's a righteous thing, but they put it out there, and they didn't go to the Sabbath in the morning. Them demonic niggas. And let me say this: if you say where's your witnesses, we in contact with all the brothers that was in Connecticut. This except for one or two. One of them died. He got old up in age. That was a demon. I pray that there's a hell and he's pop locking in that shit. His boneheaded son, he fell out the truth, and then he wound up trying to follow the IUIC back in 2003. He was a part of it. He wound up falling out. His demonic sister was pregnant. She dropped dead on the operation table when they were trying to get a baby. The baby died, and she wound up dying. And she was a demon anyway. The only one that was righteous was the mother. All praises to the mother. She was righteous, man. Anytime she hit the lotto or she came into the extra money, the first thing she would do, I'm giving y'all brothers some money. It wasn't much, but it was, she showed her righteousness in her acts, man. And she stabbed this nigga, Knockwish's head with a fork. And we just started to say, yeah, because the nigga done. That fucking nigga that couldn't speak 2 words, couldn't even say his own name in the Hebrew. What kind of fucking Hebrew is that? You can't speak Hebrew. The nigga couldn't say his own name. So, they finally said you gotta come to the Sabbath morning service. I said, I ain't got no problem. I get up early anyway. It's a righteous act, So they got mad because I kind of went with it. I said, no big deal. Like somebody punch you in the face and you say, that's how my grandmother hit harder than you. So they got mad. So then they said, y'all guys are out of school. So we didn't want to leave. We were trying to, what's this all about? And the nigga Rahab said, we ain't even gonna pray with these guys. And that, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Shalak Rayam wa Ashem wa Habadyam wa Haragyam wa Inashim wa Mashapatyam, Aita, death and destruction to you, Rahab, you demonic, adulterous nigger. Remember, he commit adultery and act like he didn't do nothing. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gonna get all these food. Do you see what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai did to that nigga Polite? And Big Rex got him. He's spooning with Big Rex right now. And I'm gonna say this, you know, it takes a lot of anger for you to want to take a nigga out. Hey, I ain't gonna say no more. I'm gonna say this. Let's say for some reason everything's turned around, Polite gets out. If he's better off in the who's gal. Because if he gets out, when he does the 7 years, they're gonna get him. They're gonna get him out here in these streets. They're gonna give him street justice, man. His name is Mud. He's the most hated Negro in America. And I hate that nigga. And I ain't gonna say nothing else. I ain't gonna say nothing else, man. I ain't gonna say nothing else. They got him on that side, on the inside, and if he get out, they're gonna get him on the outside. No matter where you go. You go this way, they got you. You go that way, they got you. Your name is Mud, and you are the most wanted. Do you know how many Jakes hate you, despise you, want to take you out, want to separate your spirit, your soul from your body? And see, when you came down, we were cool. So all curses and destruction and fire and Satan judge you. Satan come against you, Polite, and your fucking demonic family, and your whole demonic family, man. If you was to come by the camp, walk by the camp, you wouldn't make it down the street. I'm telling you right now, brother. The spirit that I'm in and the spirit that y'all in, and Sarnetti, you demonic nigga, you knew that he was doing all that shit. You knew about Renette Tech. That's coming out. I've been knew about that. Renette Tech. That little girl that he said that was her daughter. No, there's a whole story on that, man. And you were privy to it. You kept saying, don't let me bring it out. Don't let me bring it out, little Dr. York. So you knew the nature of this dude, man. Now you're going to cut him off? The black conscious community is done. It's done, man. From this point on, you niggas are going to start dropping like flies, like African flies. Judgment is coming. You niggas that turn your back on the plow and went back into the world, judgment is coming. Esau, judgment is coming. The Russians are going to get you. The major missiles that are going to hit you is Russia. China got missiles, so they're going to hit you too. Great Britain got missiles. India got missiles. France got missiles. What does Revelation 17 and 12 say? See, I'm in the spirit right now. So what the fuck is wrong with you guys? I'm gonna say this, man. Saturday, it's gonna be a house cleaning this coming Saturday, man. I hope you niggas been putting up videos constantly. Because if you're not, don't even come out to the camp. Don't even come out to the camp. If you ain't putting up videos consistently, man, don't even bother to come out to the camp. Because it's not going to end well for you. We got to get rid of these guys. We got to get rid of the slackers. We got to get rid of the slackers. The guys with their hands in their pocket, the guy, which they're spies any fucking way. We got to there's guys that are kind of quiet, that are sincere. We ain't talking about y'all. We talking about y'all. We talking to the ones that know that you know the scriptures. You ain't doing no videos, man. You got Priest Daniela, AOC. You got them other groups out there that came from One West. A lot of them guys don't even go out no more. So how can they be men of the Lord? You're supposed to be on fire. Give diligence to make that calling and election sure. That you also the same diligence. Scriptures speak about being hot or cold. Because y'all don't fear the Most High. You don't believe in the Most High. You're a bunch of atheists, black atheists, man. Because I do this work because I fear the Most High, but at the same time, I love the Most High and I love doing this work. All them women that turned you down, you talk to women, she ain't want to deal with you, she gonna get a chip. Fuck that bitch. Anybody that talk shit about you on the job, they're gonna get fucked up. IUIC, you're done. You're done, man. You're done. The sincere ones of the IUIC, they're gonna come out of that shit. You know? Anyway, when they kicked us out, they wanted to get us back in. So they came up to the school with Knockworth's head because he was talking on the phone with them to try to get us back to the school. So they came up to school. Bottom line, they said, why you ain't at the school? They said, you kicked us. You don't remember? You kicked us out. Oh, well, y'all can come back. We're going to have a meeting. We're going to have a sit down. I said, I ain't want to have, in my mind, I said, I ain't having no meeting with you niggas. We had meetings for a month and a half about this thing. So I ain't going to sit down and have another fucking meeting with you, you demon. And Bun Yum Yum was there. Barack of the HODC. He was there. And them guys never said, the HODC never said nothing. They were quiet as church mice. And they still ain't saying shit. That's the weakest camp out there. Point blank, period. Anyway, they tried to get us back, led by Yasha. And he said, oh, we'll come back. And then when they were leaving, I said, but don't call us, we'll call you. And he got the message. He hates me to this very day because I ran into him, what 2 years ago at this pizza shop, and we both got out the car at the same time. So I was like, cool. Hey, what's up, brother? Shalom, man. You know, I was cool with the dude. And the dude was all fucked up in the head, and he couldn't even order nothing, man. He looked, he just left. He just left and shit, you know? So I said, this dude still got that hatred because he hated the fact that I said, among other things, that I said, don't call us, we'll call you. Like, in other words, fuck you, you know? And we kept going. And all those guys at the council, Priest Bunloy was there. Priest Danyala wasn't there. Yahweh Shop, I don't believe he was there at that time. He was one of the bishops, but he used to come up to the school in Connecticut with Asaph, you know? So all these guys, man, Mosai getting all these niggas, and he ain't finished. He's just getting warmed up. Hey, Leroy, game playing is over. You warmed up yet? And when they had brought them, they sat them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, did not we straightly command you that ye should not teach in this name? Who's known for that? What camp is known for that? Why would you say to the congregation, we're not going to use the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai no more? And why would any of y'all agree to that shit? If I'd have heard that, I would have did a Irish exit. I would have said, I'm going to the car, and I'd start the car and whiz on out of there and not come back. So you guys are zombies. That's why we call you zombies. And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your what? Your doctrine. Part of doctrine is the name. So they didn't say, well, we don't like the way you broke this down right, and we don't like what you said about Moses or Elijah or Ezekiel. We say, didn't we tell you stop using that name? And the name was Yahweh Shai. Ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine. It was growing, and intend to bring this man's blood upon us. Whose man's blood upon us? Yahweh Shai. Because they were still teaching that he was the Messiah. And a lot of them wicked Pharisees knew he was the Messiah, but they were wicked. Then Peter and other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. The God of our fathers raised up Yahweh Shai, mentioned the name, whom you niggas slew and hanged on a tree. Him hath the Most High exalted with his right hand, because a report got out that he rose from the dead. hand to be a prince and a savior for to give repentance to Israel, nobody else, and forgiveness of sin. This is the only scriptures the only precept you need for a Christian. Who did the Lord die for? He died for the whole world. What world? The world of Israel. And we are his witnesses of these things, and so is also the Holy Spirit, whom the Most High have given to them that obey him. A lot of you guys are doing your own thing. Gamaliel's counsel. Let's get to the point. So Gamaliel goes into all these, a well-respected man, and this is supposed to be the one that taught Paul. Scholars say that. For before those days, Theodius boasted himself to be somebody to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain, and all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught. After this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing. See, the 70 AD thing was all about they kept taxing Jake. They kept that, just like they're doing right now in America. Inflation is a hidden tax. Hyperinflation is a hidden tax. But you idiots don't know that. You college professors don't really know how money works, and drew away much people after him. He also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, something that we came together with, a lot of you different camps that set up things, you set it up based upon men. The Spirit didn't tell you to do nothing. You watch some of these, but a lot of these camps came post YouTube. You watch the YouTube videos, you kind of rub elbow with the different camps, then you put your own thing together and you're doing your own thing. You got some fancy name, got the 12 tribe sign, got the fringes on. Some of y'all got staffs in your hand, and you're teaching the way you want to teach. The Most High ain't dealing with y'all, man. So that counsel is the counsel of men. It will come to naught. You're going to come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against the Most High. Anyway, I'm going to say shalom.